My name is Daryl Bishop, and I was brought up out there in the western part of New South Wales, and not very well educated, but I am very privileged to be here today. I feel a great humbleness that I'm in front of you people, educated people, and I have a privilege to talk to you. Thank you very much. Hopefully I won't disappoint. I'm a passionate believer in solar, passionate believer in solar. And one of the reasons is because of where I came from. The first time I've seen that they could use panels to produce power from the sun, my first thoughts were, great, now all the farmers can make power and send it into the city folk, and they can have almost free power. Because I thought, well, 1 little acre of land off each farm, how many solar panels? I mean, how much power could we produce when all the cities could have free power? There was always an argument, and mainly their argument was, oh, it takes a lot of power to push that much energy back to the cities. I couldn't understand why it would take less power to push that power from the cities out to where we were living. But anyway, there was an argument, and there was only ever an excuse. There was just only ever an excuse. So I look at us sometimes as humans being parasites. We crawl all over this land of ours, this world of ours, and we take. What do we give back? What do we give Mother back? We take it all the time. And in the end, we're going to do what all parasites do to their host. We're going to destroy the very thing that we're relying on to survive on. We're going to destroy our host. So we have to give back. All of us have to give back in some way. My way, with solar. And you can do it too. You can all do it. I'm not a greenie. I'm sorry, I'm not even a climate person. To me, it's just plain bloody common sense that we use what's above us here. Look up, you know. What's to stop us from using it? It's just common sense. Just common sense. It's not going to work, you bugger. So this is the sort of country I'm talking about that I grew up on. Wide open plains, down the Darling, right down the Darling. Wide open plains. I spent many a day out there riding around in 40 and 50 degree heats, chasing cattle and sheep on this land. I understand the power of the sun. Believe me, it's cooked me enough. And ask yourselves just once, what would you get if you have a solar spill? Other than a glorious day, what would you get if you have a solar spill? Certainly not polluted ground. So what is wrong with us? Why aren't we using solar? You know, there's no damage to the farm, there's no damage to the water, there's no damage to the air when you have a solar spill. All you get is a glorious day. And we continue to get them day in, day out, and we'll continue to get them to millennium, forever, because we're not going to burn the sun out. We're not going to destroy it by using it. So this is my contribution. This is my powerhouse. 5 kVA generator. I'm not on the grid. I'm completely off the grid. The grid was about 2 k's away when I went to live this place. It would cost me just as much to put the power on from the grid as to put this little house up with a few panels and some batteries. And then I would have got a bill. This way I don't get a bill for the next 20 years, or however long the batteries last. And you've got to watch them. But yeah, no more bills. If lightning strikes and knocks the pole out, I don't have a power blackout. I used to have great fun in ringing my neighbour up. Yeah. Have you got power? Because I have. You know? So, you know, like, It's simple. That looks like one of the old-fashioned toilets you used to have down the back. It's a little bit bigger. It's got a 48-volt battery system. A few panels up on top. There's about 10 panels there now, and that's about a 5 kVA, which runs my house. I don't need any more power. That runs my house adequately, 5 kVA. You've got to have to be careful. You have to turn the lights off at night and things like this. You can't run lights running day and night. But yeah, I've got a fridge, freezer, computer. I run electrical tools off it, just like everybody else. The only thing I can't use is my welder, because inverters don't like them. This here little gadget is a windmill, about this high. Put it on top of your house. It's a 5 kVA generator. Simple system, and the magnets around the outside. It runs the same sort of thing as an old magneto. Magnets past magnets make power. 5 kVA generator. Whenever the wind's blowing, you got power. The slightest little breeze will start that off. So, you know, there's no excuse now for not having some sort of renewable energy system. The only excuse is the bloody governments down there in Canberra that don't have the guts and the will to make it so, to bring it out. They want to, you know, be fossils and follow fossil fuel. Fuel, like fossil fuel is fuel that the sun put in the ground millions of years ago, and we're trying to drag it out at a cost instead of looking up. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's another power. People from Brisbane went over to America a little while back, developed an engine. They went to the Smithsonian Institute, found an old engine there that was used, which uses steam to pump water one way, and when it's cooling down it goes back the other way, so it goes 24 hours a day running an engine, 24 hours. So there's no excuse now to say we can't have solar because there's no sun. This thing doesn't need that. This thing goes whether the sun's running or not, powers it up and then reverses it, so it's going 24 hours a day. Again, Australians going over to America, producing a machine, we have to buy the bastard back. Why are we so stupid? Why in Australia are we so stupid? We build so much stuff, invent it, we give it to the rest of the world, and then we've got to buy it back off them. Why do we do this? Germany at the moment, 74% of its power, Germany, is solar. They don't see the sun we see. They have days and days when there's, you know... 80% of the time in Germany, 80% of the time it's cloudy. Yeah. And they have 74% power running off solar. South Australia. South Australia uses this. If you're driving, that's on the way into the Adelaide Hills. That's the way driving into Adelaide. You see them spinning around. They're ugly looking things. You know, ask Mr. Hockey, he'll tell you. They're ugly things. I often thought, you know, if you lined them up across the Great Australian Bight, how much power could you produce if they were lined up together right across the Great Australian Bight? A never-ending supply of wind. Anyway, they're saying that in a few years' time, 6 years ahead of time, 6 years ahead of time actually, they said they'd have 33% power being generated by renewables. Well, they've gone 6 years ahead of that. So they're saying now, by 2025, it'll be 50% of their power. This was the 30th of September, wasn't it? 30th September. 100% of their power was renewables on one day only, but one day. If they can do it, why can't Queensland do it? We've got more bloody sun than them. We're behind. Why are we so far behind?
Coal. We like coal.
No, you've got to get off your bums and tell them we don't want that bloody stuff. You know, you've got to get out there and force these politicians to think in a different direction. Wind direction, if nothing else. You know, like, if South Australia can do it, why can't we do it? Why can't the rest of Australia do it? We have the sun. We have the wind. There's never a night when there's wind not coming back in off the ocean. Never, because as the land heats down, it brings a breeze in off the ocean and goes out as far as us. We're 4 hours, 5 hours inland, and we get, don't we, Joe? We get that cool breeze in of a night time. 400 k's in there. So yeah, back to my power little thing. What I'm going to tell you now is probably not good for the camera. What I'm going to tell you is bypass your governments. When Abbott and this other bloke over here says, you know, we're going with coal and all that, you can't have renewables because we're not going to give you... Bugger them, go past them, go round them. You know, if you went around them enough times, they're going to come running back to you with their hand, can we help you in some way? Because they think they're needed. Well, as far as power's concerned, they're not needed. All you need to do is put panels up. Go past them. Bypass them. It hurts them, who cares? They only voted in, they can vote them back out. Am I telling you to revolt? Yes. Be a revolutionist. Be a revolutionist. You feel good. It makes you feel good that you defied them and you've got one up on them. Feel good inside yourselves. And you're doing a service to the world. You know, you might help change climate or whatever it is you really want to do, but you're doing a service to your world. But not only to your world, you're doing a service to your children and their children and children way beyond that. You're doing a service to our world as we know it, and hopefully way, way into the future. So, you know, go to your car parks. Go to big W's or something like that and tell them, put panels on your roof. It's going to save you a big heap of money. Don't tell them it's going to save you personally and your kids. Just tell them they're going to save a big heap of money. You know, swimming pools, bowling clubs, anywhere where there's a roof, tell them to save some money. You're only using the lights during the daytime anyway. Save some money. And hopefully someone will take you up on it. Google, one of those biggest companies in the USA, Google now, its whole headquarters is under solar panels. It doesn't need the grid to build all the parts or whatever it is that Google does. You know, it doesn't need them. It doesn't need them. So I see it, and I hope you people see it when you leave here. It's your duty to yourselves, and it's your duty to generations of Australians to come, to get out there, put some solar panels up and defy the bloody government.